Good evening, everybody. Welcome along to European Racing Series Tier 2. This is round number 20. We're at the third to last round of the season, and we go to the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez for the Mexican Grand Prix. First built in 1959, built by one of the brothers actually, which was the name of the track. And the work for the track was completed in just under a year. The first Grand Prix in Mexico arrived in 1962 for a non-championship race, returning the following year for a proper Grand Prix. The 1963 race was actually won by Jim Clark, which Jim Clark is probably one of the most well-known drivers of his time. So the circuit is 4.3 kilometers and it has 17 turns, 7 to the left and 10 to the right, and it has 2 DRS zones. One towards the tricky S section of turns 9 and 10, and then one heading towards 11 and 12, and then one between 1 and 2. You get mixed up, it's annoying, but anyway, that's some information about the circuit. So without further ado, I'm going to head to the session now. So hopefully I can actually hear the session, which I can, which is good news. You can't know at the moment. So I'm going to unmute the sound and go straight to the session. So there we go. So 16 drivers today, so not as many as we would have thought, but still quite a good turnout here for this race. Now, strategy we'll talk a little bit more about in a second, but I've got a new monitor, which is good, which means that I should see it a lot more smooth on my end. You may not see it a lot smoother your end, but I can see it a lot smoother the game that end because the refresh rate is different and better, which is quite nice. So if you weren't watching last week's race, where have you been? Basically, last week's race was fantastic. We saw Freeware in the Racing Point, who's currently in the pits at the moment, absolutely dominate that race. I think it was about 17 seconds, I believe, the gap, and it was just crazy. So, and there was also a battle between Scars and Domi in the race as well, which got a bit exciting as well. Speaking of Domi, he's going to be the person who's going to be we're going to be riding on board with for a lap as we go on TV Pod. So, the turns 1 to 3 complex is situated after one of the longest straights on the F1 calendar. I do believe it is very, very long. It follows the DRS zone. If you're close to the car ahead in the final corner, you'll be going there. Swing the car to the right and miss the apex of turn 1. That gives you correct angle of attack for turns 2 and 3. Traction is tricky out of turn 3, especially since the car is always understeering you into the runoff on exit. Be conservative with the exit curb 2. Taking too much will land your track extension penalty. So that is one of the DRS zones. Turns 4 and 5 is quite tricky. You need to treat turn 4 and 5 as chicane. And then just past turn 6, which is effectively a long hairpin. The S's through turn 7 and 11 remind me of definitely Suzuka, but then nowhere near the challenge on the Japanese track. You're going to scrape the inside curb of turn 10 and cut using all of your front right wheel for turn 11. And then turn 12 used to be the fearsome Perpetada, but that corner was far too dangerous, so they changed it. So this is the stadium section, which I love on this game. And you'll be going just past 4th gear here, and you're going to go towards the final corner, and it was a lap around the famous Mexico circuit, and Domi goes fastest with a 1:14.0. Now, I am expecting times to be, I would say, a little bit faster, but we'll see. And it is 3 DRS zones, not 2. So the one I was missing was between turns 3 and 4. So I'm sorry, I do apologise. Correct me if I get other things wrong. And at the moment, we got Haas 1-2 with Rafa in P2. Now, there was a few people who I felt could have done a lot better last week, Rafa being one of them. But Rafa did score some points last week. He scored where quite a few people not. He got P8. He benefited from quite a few people getting a penalty. Now, Max Vaughan is not here tonight. He got a race ban due to the fact that he purposely, looked like on the stream at least, he purposely retired the car. And unfortunately, you're not meant to do that in ERS. So that is the rule, which has been in place for, pretty much for a while in ERS. So that's why he's not here tonight. So we got TX and Valu in the Red Bull tonight. And in the Williams, I don't think we have anyone in the Williams replacing Max tonight. So, looks like Williams are not going to score many points here tonight. But again, we'll have to wait and see. So, maybe 1:13 is a little bit more achievable. 1 minute 12, I think, would be probably, I would say, tier 1 pace at least. So, and maybe Freeware will potentially do a little bit more of a challenge, start near the back and see where he can come from. But he'll probably just dominate anyway. Well, we got someone here from tier 1 who is making his debut in tier 2 tonight. That is Fred. He's going to be in the Ferrari. He's reserve driver for tier 1. There wasn't any spaces in tier 1, so there was space in tier 2, so he came to tier 2, which is good news. So he's going to come across the line, and unfortunately he invalidated, but he's going to try and start again at least as well. So massive shout out to Bibbin in the chat. It's been a long while since you will be watching my stream, so hello there, welcome, and it's nice to see you coming back. I remember you commentating on Xbox moons ago. I think it's like almost a year now since I commentated on you. That is absolutely crazy. But anyway, with 12 minutes left to go, Scars and Domi are probably going to replicate what we seen last week with the battle we've had between positions, because that was probably the closest battle we had on stream, and quite a lot of you were actually watching it. And due to the fact that those two are even on pace, expect to be even closer in this track especially as well. So we're going to go quickly through the championship standings as well, just to see how things fare after round 19 last week, which was at Kota. So Alex Bitto's not here tonight, but he's leading the championship on 303 points. Second place is TX with 146 points. Third place is Harvard, who's not here tonight, with 89. Fourth place is Domi with 88 points. Kalusa is fifth with 77 points. Sixth place is Sebi with 69. Seventh place is Raceberg with 60. Eighth place is Max Thorn with 40. Valo is in ninth. I need to go on board with someone else because they're in the pits. There we go. Ninth is Valo with 36. 10th is Scars with 35. 11th is Nixana with 31 points. 12th place is Meto with 28 points. 13th place is Ferber with 27. 14th is Freeware with 25 after his win last week. 15th is Set with 23 points. 16th is Rafa with 21 points. 17th is Burt with 18 points. 18th place is Roms with 8. And 19th is Birking with 3 points. And Dimitri has come from tier 3 and is racing in the McLaren tonight, replacing one of the McLarens. I'm not sure which McLarens it is. I'll need to check the standings for that. Unless there's one McLaren anyway. I think it's Meto. And we got Zoro from tier 1, who is in the McLaren as well. Because Bitto is racing in tier 1 tonight, to give him a little bit of a taster for next season. So, you know, and he's using ABS off for the first time. So I wonder how he's going to do there. He's probably going to be in a less dominating than obviously he is in tier 1, but he's going to try his best to get some good results. And we also got the man of yesterday, I've got to say in the chat, Nick. For those of you that missed it, a big congratulations, Nick, on your recent proposal. You totally deserve it, my friend. Well done. And may you and Anne have a happy married life whenever you're allowed to have a wedding, which probably will be for a while due to the whole COVID situations. Racebug can't race today either due to his pedals, brake pedal to be exact. So that's a shame. Hopefully Racebug will come soon as well. So and I'm liking the emotes you're using, Nick, even though they're not mine. I still need to get emotes, to be honest. But anyway, getting on topic, we thought Freeware was going to be starting at the back of the grid, but he's not. He's starting on a provisional pole position with a 1:13.7. So that is insane at the moment that he's setting the benchmark time already, and that's going to allow the gaps to increase a little bit further. I was hoping that the gaps would even be a little bit more closer, but with Freeware there, then it's probably not going to make a difference. But we'll see. Like I said, anything can happen in Formula 1. We've seen to be honest, we've seen many surprises in all leagues, to be fair, so don't be surprised if we could see someone just jump the timing sheet, really. So, things I've got to point out about Mexico. The softs, they last quite a bit of time, but there's no way you can do soft to mediums. Soft to mediums don't last long, but you can do soft to hards. But I have seen people try to do the soft to mediums. It can make it work, but they do get to punch territory quite quickly. So soft to hards is advisable. They last for the whole race. And looking at my tyre data as well, softs can last 13 laps. So around about between lap 10, I would say, lap 8 to 10, they would pit for the softs and then go on to the hards. Then it lasts 36 laps. Actually, no, they can't pit lap 10. So they'll have to pit on the dot, maybe lap 12, 13. It also depends if there's also a safety car in the mix as well. Like, you would want to have a safety car at the end of the day. So, but it turns out it is quite common to have a safety car on this track. And it's also quite common to have changing conditions as well, I've noticed. And I raced in a 50% race around here, but it was a 2-stop race, and accidentally I chosen the wrong strategy and I chosen the wrong setup. I was on default setup, and it was a dry to wet race, and the inter part of the race, it was absolutely horrible. So imagine if the drivers have to experience default setup in the wet. That will just be really hard. So hopefully these guys do have setup, and they just got to decide on what setup they think they will have. But usually I don't get told the weather. Usually Bitter or someone tells me, but usually I don't like to get spoiled because it's a nice surprise for me, and it's a nice surprise for the viewers at home as well. Hope you guys are keeping safe at home in the world. With 6 minutes left to go, only 4 drivers yet to set a lap time. So that's Dimitri, Fred, Zoro, and Birkin. And I expect to see Zoro up there tonight, I think. When he was in Tier 2 for all of last season and for the first half of the season, pretty much, he was doing very well in the Ferrari. There was a few races where it was gone a bit down here about that. So we'll have to wait and see. And I know in F1 2019, I think that's where Bibbin is also in the chat, also getting the reference from. 2-stop could be faster around here, but it is different game to game. I know it was faster on F1 2019. I'm not sure about F1 2020, but if someone can back up on some on that, I don't know. But 2 stops could possibly be an option here. We'll have to wait and see. Now, I know Racebug is probably jepping for someone, and he's saying in the chat it's supposed to rain around the 45-minute point in the race. So it looks like it's going to be a dry to wet race, ladies and gentlemen. We were hoping we were not going to get that. The drivers were hoping not to get that, but unfortunately we are. So a bit of a shame there, but at least we're going to get dries for some point in the race. It's enough to spice things up, I gotta say. But that means they've got to get their overtakes done during the first half of the race, get their strategies nailed on, maybe hope for the thing. And apparently it does work in F1 2020 as well, because Jarno Opmeer did it in his league race. Okay, so 2 stops could be the advantage here. So I wonder what they would do. So maybe they could do soft, medium, soft, because the softs last 12, 13 laps potentially. Or they could do soft, medium. I don't know. I haven't done a... So yeah, soft, medium, soft could work potentially. But obviously it is raining at the end, so they may want to do soft, hard, then inters. So it does vary in the strategy quite a bit actually as well. As a lot of people have actually invalidated their lap times. Watch out for the S's, I think. The S's is, could we see a bit of validations there and around about, I would say turn 6 as well. So here comes Scars about to start his lap, but with 3 minutes left to go almost. I wonder why they're doing it so quickly. I'm a bit confused, but I think maybe it's down to the fact that they were just want to get some clear air and they don't want to get stuck in traffic because it is, the pit lane is, you lose a bit of time in the pit lane, and the out lap is obviously longer than your flyer lap, so you've got to get there pretty quickly. Scar's setting purple set to 1, so he's on a charge to try and get pole position today. Look at the gap between himself and Ben, though. 1,000th of a second. That is insane. So they could be even on pace, but, you know, these guys are setting benchmarks. They may have a higher fuel load to begin with in their first few runs, and they may turn it down, and they may have higher, well, basically, they may have less fuel in the cars in their final run, so expect to be quicker in their last lap. So that's probably why Scars is going faster. Going through sector 3 now into the stadium section. I'm saying on the off-board cameras at the moment because the off-board cameras look pretty cool. So anyway, here comes Scars then. Final corner he goes. Can he get pole? No, he does not, but 0.047. Domi is in pole at the moment. Scars second, Freeway in third. A few people are just waiting to come out of the pits. Ben has come out. Kalussa's come out. Kalussa is now back. He was off last week, and I'm glad he's well enough to race again, which is good news. He was actually in the chat last week, helping out with strategy. So, you know, it was great to see him dedicated, still watching the race, even though he was not racing. So, just go to show that he's dedicated to the league, and hopefully he does well in the race tonight. No one is under a second apart from Bert, Dimitri, and Fred. Well, Dimitri and Fred have not set a lap time, so who would have thought it? So we're just going to wait. And I can see quite a few people in turn 1. I think we've got Freeware, we've got a Haas car, we've got a Williams car as well. Just look at the traffic between McLaren, the Red Bull, and the Ferrari as well. We got yellow flags of people trying to move out the way, and some people are just leaving it very late, to be honest with you. And if they leave it too late, they're going to lose so much time. And look at this. Scars pulls a lap when he needs it. He's on 2 lap old soft, so it could mean that Cody's might throw a spanner in the works and might rain at the start of the race. Because Scars on 2 lap old softs at the start is going to be at a huge disadvantage. But maybe he's seeing things that we are not. So there might be a method to his madness. Dimitri actually goes and pops his car in P4. So good lap from him. So times are starting to tumble here. And yes, I was right that if it was a 2-stop and it was a dry race, it would be soft, medium, soft. So thank goodness that my mind is correct there. So Ben, unfortunately, can't improve. He unfortunately has retired. And I did see a Racing Point Bennett, so that's probably him because he's in the Racing Point tonight. So we got 26 seconds remaining. A few people are going out for their final runs now. It will be the first person to cross the line. It may be one of the Red Bulls. So let's follow. Oh, why would it let me? Oh, that's why it's not a queue. So let's watch. It's not Valu because he has just started his lap. It may be TX who's crossed the line in P10. He's just crossed the line as well to set his final lap. Next we have one of the Ferraris, that is Furball. Can he go higher than 12th? Well, we want to start 11th. No, he doesn't go any higher than 12th. He stays 12th. Next we got a Mercedes of Hydra. He can only manage 9th, but can only manage 16th. Next we got last week's race winner of Freeware. Unfortunately, he has invalidated and he is going into the pit lane. Rafa then, what can he do? He's in the S's, okay? So I was boarding the wrong Haas, but Domi can't improve onto pole position, so he stays second at the moment. Zorro comes across the line in P3. I did say watch out for him, and he is a man not to be underestimated. So I think it's just TX that could possibly improve. So he's purple sector 2, so we could set a surprise here in Mexico. He could be the one that could get pole, and he's invalidated. He invalidated just at the penultimate corner. But it wouldn't have been enough for pole anyway, but he probably slowed down anyway. So what a shame. What a shame for the Red Bull driver. What could have been for him? He was looking so good. He's probably going to be kicking his teeth, I've got to say. So, but... Or did he invalidate on purpose to maybe get on the alternate strategy? But starting 11th is like the alternate strategy pole position. So we'll see. Anyway, On pole is Scars with a 1:13.365. Very, very close to the 1 minute 12s. We got Domi in second. Zorro in third. Freeware in fourth position. Dimitri in fifth. Rafa in sixth. Kalissa 7th. Ben in 8th. Hydrodan in 9th. And Xana rounds up your top 10. And the people who have free choice of tyres are TX, Birkin, Furball, Valu, Fred, Burke. And that's 6. We've got only 16 drivers. So, it's going to be a cracking race, I've got to say. And for some of them, it's going to be about attrition. So there's some understeery moments of the circuit, so they got to avoid that. It's sunny at the moment, but don't let that trick you. It's going to get very cloudy, and it's going to have a little spots of rain later. So, do watch out for the races to come. And we got the crowding, kind of a Mexican wave, typical to what it is in Mexico as well. And to be honest, I need to actually check the constructors because I'm not sure if the constructors have been decided yet. I will need to double check that. I'll double check. I always keep saying I need to double check that at the end, but I never do. So I do apologise if I don't. So let us know your predictions then on who you think is going to be winning this race. And with the two rivals from last week that was doing battle and closing up and being one of the highlights of the stream, expect them to be even closer today. We've got an AlphaTauri on the front row with a Haas alongside him in second. So we're now going to be going through the free tyre choices for people outside the top 10. So here we go then, folks. We've got quite a mixed bag, actually. We've got 4 people on the mediums, which is TX, Furball, Valu. Oh, no, not Fred. I pressed the wrong button. Valu and Burke. On the hard tyres, we've got Fred. And on the soft tyres, we have got Birkin. So I wonder why Birkin wants to start on the sauce. Maybe he wants to do a cheeky undercut. Maybe he thinks he can probably gain positions on the opening lap. But if he gets damage in lap 1, then he's probably going to be in a lot of trouble. So we've seen quite a few drivers quite a few people in the chat getting predictions already. Josh thinks Ben will be P1 in turn 1. I doubt that's going to happen, but we'll see. We've seen strange things happen. And Rom said he should have done this. But, yeah, you should have turned up, Roms. You're probably going to regret it now. I wonder where you would have been. I wonder where you would have qualified in the race. But hopefully you'll turn up before Brazil, because Brazil's going to be an absolute cracker. Now, looking at the pit stop strategy, there we go. That's 10 to 12. I was right in when they're going to pit for another set of soft, but some of them are doing soft, soft, medium. I thought they would do soft, medium, soft to go on soft tyres at the start, soft tyres at the end. But I'm guessing, obviously, due to the fact that the rain is coming, maybe they want to be on fast for the dry stint. But you never know when the rain is going to come. It said 45 minutes. It is wide open when it's 45 minutes. Just put it out there. Just putting it out there as we're just waiting for the last few cars to make it their way onto the grid. So anyway, the 3 red lights, 4 lights, 5 red lights are on. And we're underway here at Mexico. And it's a good start from Domi, actually. Also a good start from Freeware as they make it into turn 1. One of the longest straights on the F1 calendar. Let's see how they manage this. No DRS, don't forget, in lap 1. I think they're all managing it okay so far. But looks like one of the McLarens are trying to make moves. Freeware has almost taken the lead, but Domi is trying to fight back into turn 3, and there he goes. Domi in your race lead. So far, we got a few troubles in the background. We got Burke, I think, down in last place. Fred staying in 15th, and Furball in 14th. And Ben's dropped it down position as well. I think he's got caught up in a bit of an incident somewhere as well. So quite a few incidents in the back, but the top 3, 4 keeping it relatively clean. Birkin has got his first penalty as well. TX got a penalty as well. Luckily, we got no drive-throughs at the moment because I was commentating on a race yesterday and there was 5 jump starts. And it may just be the game being funny, I'm not entirely sure, but it was just crazy. Meanwhile, Ben is fighting back. And Ben is back up to where he started again. Ben is up into position 8. Birkin down into P9. And I wonder if the two McLarens are going to be using each other as slipstream. And I wonder if any of the teammates will be working together in a party. We'll have to wait and see. We got Rafa, who is chasing down Nixana as well. Kalissa, I think, was the one who got caught in the damage earlier on. So Kalissa is going into the pits. I wonder what tyre he's going to go on to. Probably the mediums. TX also goes in. Here comes Dimitri and Nixana going side by side into this tight little corner. Now heading in towards the DRS straight. Well, it's going to be lap 2. I think not lap 1 unless I'm standing. Yeah, it is lap 2. Ignore lap 3. There's no DRS. It's just a timing glitch, which unfortunately happened. They're still going side by side. The Haas car may take advantage of that of Rafa. And he may go into the middle of that. And Nixana stayed in 7th. Zoro unfortunately picks up a penalty at the start of the S's. That's why I picked quite a few penalties around Mexico. And it's hard not to get penalties. Rapa's also got a penalty. So they are getting penalties very, very quickly. Scar just about holds onto the inside line. Zoro just cuts back a little bit as well. Oh, we got a spinner. And that is, I think, Dimitri? Or is it Zoro? It's hard to tell which McLaren because they are fighting close together at the moment. We do see a Haas go into the pits, and that's Rafa. So Rafa again was caught up in an instant. He was on for a good start as well, so it was a massive shame for him. But he's going to have a massive comeback, that's for sure, in order to score some points. Because don't forget the top 10 score points, and if you're winning the top 10 and get fastest lap, you get an extra fastest lap point. And I believe it was Dimitri, because Zoro has gained position back from Nixana, and Zoro is up into 4th place. But the thing that Nixana is probably worried about is Nixana is stuck in a McLaren sandwich. And Ben has just got past Dimitri there as he's up into 6th position. So he's made up quite a few positions actually. He had a horrible start and he's coming back, which is good news. And position changes then. So Domi has gained 1, Freeway has gained 2. We've got Nixana's gained 5, Ben's gained 2. We've got Birkin chasing down Dimitri. Dimitri is struggling. He must have got a bit of front wing damage somewhere, which probably caused his incident. So it is a bit sad, unfortunately, that it has happened to him. But again, it doesn't look very major to me. So he could stay out a little bit, or can he choose to pit? He is staying out, so he's probably going to stay into the pit window, but he will change the front wing, so he's going to lose more time than needed in the pit lane. As Valley gets a 3-second time penalty as well. Meanwhile, Hydrodan in P12 gets past him in the start-finish straight, which is quite easy as well. And then we've got the 2 Ferraris also fighting for position as well. Fred doing a good job in his Tier 2 debut, trying to defend from Verbal. He does it very well, actually. Good job from him, keeping it nice and clean. Don't forget, he is on the hard compounded tyres, whereas his teammate Verbal is on the medium compounded tyres. And they're still fighting. Don't turn it to Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc in Brazil in 2019, because that was absolutely awful what happened there. But luckily they're fighting very cleanly, which is, I think, a bit of a relief for all concerned at the moment. So I think it's definitely going to be a 2-stop strategy, I think, today, due to the threat of rain. But if it was a dry race, what would you do? Would you do the 2-stop, or would you do the 1-stop? What do you think is faster for your pace? Not your other driver's pace, maybe your pace as well, because for some drivers, they may think 2-stop is not fast. For some drivers, 2 stops is faster. And it also depends on the setup as well. So they got to make it work as well. And we got an intriguing battle for P5 from Nixana and Zoro as well. So let's see how Nixana handles this. Nixana and Zoro have not fought against each other for a long time. So to be honest, it's nice to see this battling again. And And I think the more that these guys keep battling, the likes of Ben Birking and Dimitri could catch up. Dimitri is outside of DRS zone, though. 1.2 seconds, so it's going to be a tall order for him. Burke's out of DRS as well. Verbal struggling to get behind Burke. Apart from that, they're all stuck together like glue. And Domi is actually pulling a gap. I thought it would be the other way around. I thought Freeware would be dominating, but maybe Freeware wants to give Domi a fight, maybe potentially in this race. Because Freeware loved USA last week. But maybe Mexico is not his forte. But sometimes the most important thing in racing is consistency. You don't necessarily have to win a race in order to be score high in the championship. You need to get consistently on the podium, maybe consistently in the top 5 as well. Lewis Hamilton didn't win all races last season, and he won the championship in 2020, so anything can happen. Meanwhile, the 2 Ferraris are fighting again. Fred gets the move done in, I can't remember what corner it is. I'll need to get my track map up again. I believe that was turn 3, I think. Yeah, it was turn 3 that you've got the move. The hairpin of turn 2 and 3 anyway. They got the move done. And it's nice to see. But don't forget, Fred does have that 3-second time penalty in his head. Dimitri's also got a 3-second time penalty. Halfway through this race, I'll give you guys a little bit of an update as to what the penalties could be like and how it can change the outcome of some people's races. As one of the Ferraris went off, that's Verbal. That's going to be allowing Hydrodan to go into the mix, going side by side into the stadium section of, I can't remember, it's 13, 14 and 15. Very tightly nailed into 16 and 17. The Mercedes does it nicely. Hydrodan up into 11th. So Verbal must be in trouble. He must be in a whole lot of pain at the moment. Don't forget though, Hydrodan is on the softs, but Hydrodan will have to pit earlier than the likes of Verbal and Fred, obviously. And I wonder how Zoro is keeping up with Scars at the moment. Dirty air doesn't look like it's helping that much. I think the dirty air is definitely more of a thing around Mexico, due to the fact Mexico is quite hot anyway. And it's around, I would say, late summer, early autumn. I think the track is usually on the calendar anyway. So it's a mixture of hot, it's medium temperatures, and they wouldn't want to be racing here in the hot anyway. I wonder how it is in the actual summertime. It'll probably be even worse. It will probably be on harder tyres, because the tyres that Pirelli are bringing to this weekend are the C4s, the C3s and the C2s. If it was in the summer, they could be on the C1s, the C2s, the C3s, but we shall see. Zoro is on a charge then, going side by side into turn 1. Zoro is going to go to the right-hand side, and he nails it with passion. There we go. Zoro is showing why Tier 2 is his home, and he is on to the podium position. He's got penalties though, but Freeware's got penalties. So technically, when Zoro catches up to Freeware, unless Freeware has more penalties or less penalties than him, they will be fighting for position, and I can't wait for that. Meanwhile, it's another position gain for Ben, or is it? Ben and Alexander going side by side. Great battle is turning out to be as well. Dimitri could be in the mix as well. Oh my god, Alexander going off the circuit. He wants that position so badly. Both of these guys are fighting, but if they try and make a move in the exit section, then it could be curtains. So Alexander may be forced to just go behind, I've got to say. Alexander's got a 3-second time penalty in the S section. Alexander could try again with the DRS, and this time he does it. And Ben has lost 2 positions because Berkey got past him as well. Can Ben come back? He is struggling a little bit. He's also thinking about a few seconds, I think. Actually, no, he's lost a few tenths, actually, as well. But that's going to allow Alexander, and Alexander's going into the pits. So Alexander is, I think, going to be responding to the well, he's going to be doing the undercut. So he's going onto the mediums. So onto the mediums he goes. So what will the likes of Ben, Birkin and Dimitri do about it? Because I wonder if the undercut's powerful around here. I haven't driven them much to know that it is. But I've seen people... I pitted like early on in the race sometimes and it never works, but mainly due to the fact that I was quite slow in pace anyway. So again, it does depend on the pace. So again, I don't know. So I was driving with drivers that were mega quick and I was just there. I was just very slow. But Furbal's coming back. Furbal's coming back. Furbal wants to try and get near his teammate again. But Hydrodan is not going to make Furbal's life easy, I've got to say. Anything can happen, of course. And I'm going to get the tyres again, because I know a few of you would want to see the tyres. So the top 6 are on the softs. And we got Freeway into the pit. So I think he's responding to Nixana. And Freeway's roads have gone really bad at the moment, as he's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So he will serve that at his next pit stop. Because there's no way you can take the mediums to the end, obviously, if it was a one-stop race. So he will serve it at his next pit stop, and I don't think you can get that removed, but I'll need to double check with the admins on that one. Maybe Dennis might know, I don't know. We'll see anyway. So it's Domi that leads after Freeway is pitted over Zoro. I think Zoro was not responding to Domi's response because Freeway's response because they weren't even near each other. So that's probably why. So we got Nixana and into the pit lane. Scars is ahead of Nixana. So I wonder... There's a few people that's got lose a huge amount of time. I think the undercut's going to be powerful here, you know. I think the ones that haven't pitted yet that were on the soft, they are going to be in trouble. So if I was Domi, I would pit, and I would pit right now. So here comes Domi, here he comes. I think Zoro is going to be doing exactly the same thing. So here he comes in too. And luckily, he doesn't get a 5-second speeding penalty. Perkin, does he come in? He's got to, yep, he does. Bert comes in. No, obviously he stays out because he's on the mediums. And Ben comes in as well. So Domi still comes out in the lead. But he's going to be so close to Freeway. Look at this. Freeway gets the undercut of dreams. He had the best in-lap that he possibly can. And Freeway is now your race leader. Excellent job from Freeway. He nailed the undercut strategy. And to be honest, sometimes you have to go with your gut feeling. And Freeway's gut feeling was undercut. Now, is he going to get that gap like he was last week? And with the clear air, anything is possible for the Racing Point driver. Domi is now out of DRS range, so that means Burke could catch up. But don't forget, Burke and Fred still need to pit. And there's Domi that is hit with a 3-second time penalty. So everybody in the top 11 has got a penalty, and we've got DNF, unfortunately. And that was Valu. And I'm not sure if he retired in the pit lane or he hit the wall. So we'll see. And Valu, I think, was a lap down. And I think he would binned it in the wall. So, and unfortunately, it was too late for us to see it. As Freeway sets the fastest lap, showing that the mediums are definitely the best tyre to be on at the moment. Thank you for all the follows, by the way. I'm sorry I'm not checking the follows, because obviously I'm concentrating on commentary. I will give you a little bit of an update on who has followed me at the end of the stream. Zoro has got past some traffic and up into 4th place. And you can already see the clouds are... It's not as clear as it once was early on in this race. A little bit more shadows as well. So that means the tyre temperatures are going to be a little bit more cooler. It's going to be hard for them to use those mediums. But like I said, the rain is not going to come until the end of the race. So expect it to be more of a gradual phase, I have to say, at the moment. So how is Calusa doing in P12? 9 laps on the medium tyres. I mean, he's doing well to keep up with the drivers, but he's going to drop down the order due to the fact that the majority of people have pitted. I wonder who has pitted. Let's just check who has pitted. So, Burke still yet need to pit. Fred still need to pit. Furball still yet to pit. Everybody else has pitted. Kalusa, I think, will need to pit again, because obviously I don't think the mediums can last until the intermediate tyre phase. So obviously a lot of people had to pit at the start of the race due to damage that they've got. And Freeware's out of the race. Our race favourite is out of the race, and you can see he's parked in the middle of the circuit. That is a huge upset. And we got a safety car. Now, the heavens have opened for Burke. Burke, Fred, and Furball. They are probably thinking to themselves, yes, that is a free pit stop for us. And Freeware is absolutely gutted. I was not expecting that at all. It looked like he lost it on his own as well. He had the undercut of dreams. He was... I think I shouldn't have talked about him, because... Yeah, get some F's in the chat for Freeware, unfortunately. Last week's race winner, who dominated by quite a lot, is now a DNFer. What a shame. But that means we can see it's going to be an unpredictable to see who's going to win due to the pit stop. So Burke's going to take the opportunity and go to the pit lane. Obviously, Zora and Domi are staying out. Fred is going in as well. If I was Fred, going on another set of hards, would it be too bad? But he's going on to the medians. Oh, no! I completely forgot about the double stacking. Because obviously both drivers had to pit. Furball will lose time in the safety car if he did not. But I think he's going to be losing more time if he gets held up. What a sad moment for Furball as well. But that just shows double stacking does not work on this game. And I think for some of these drivers, they only have one set of hards to use for the race. I think on the balance option they do, or is it the softer option? I'm not entirely sure. So obviously Fred could not go on the hards. He can go on the mediums, and he's going to pray that the rain is going to come sooner and sooner. But they didn't lose position though. They lost a bit of time, but they didn't lose position. So that's relief, I think. I won't be surprised if it was a similar strategy to what we've seen. Was it McLaren boys in Abu Dhabi? I think it was. But that's interesting. And I was predicting a safety car. So a lot of predictions seem to be coming true tonight. Which, to be honest, I'm quite happy about. But anyway. Ben, Kalusa and TX have not got penalties. And Kalusa did pit under safety car, and I think he must be breathing a sigh of relief right now that he had a free pit stop as well, and he's back where he was as well. So it's going to take a while for the drivers to catch up. They need to warm their tyres though, for those who just pitted onto the hards. Bert needs to warm up his tyres especially. I made a huge mistake during safety cars around this track in the past, where I have not warmed up the tyres sufficiently enough, and it just costed me a bunch of time, and it hindered my race. It just did not work. So it's just gutting to be in that scenario, but sometimes it happens, and that's sometimes what you got to live with at the moment. So I think it's not going to be long until the safety car comes. I think it's going to come in this lap or next lap. And then we're going to get some more racing as well. Don't forget we have a few more rounds until the end of the season. We've got Brazil next week, and then we've got Abu Dhabi. This season has gone by so fast, and to be honest, I hope you enjoyed every minute of it, because I have. It's been a lot of fun to commentate on it. And I've got an announcement which I'm going to be making, I think. I'm not sure when. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it next week or the week after, but I'll have to get some confirmation about that. But yeah, I will be making an announcement next week. Some of you, I think, know the announcement already, because I told quite a few people, but not everyone does. And if you do know the announcement, do not tell anyone, And I'm not going to say if it's good or bad as well. So, we'll see. But anyway, the safety car is in this lap. And when Domi accelerates, he can't slow down. And he's holding up the field quite a bit. This could be spicy. Because if Domi messes this up, Zoro could come back fighting. And he does mess up. Well, he doesn't mess up, actually. Domi takes the lead. But Zoro was the one that messed up. Nixana is getting a beautiful start into turn 1. It's going to be 4 wide. Let's hope they all keep it clean this time on the restart. A little bit of a love tap between both of the drivers. Ben now got a 3-second time penalty as well. And Domi has cut the track a little bit. That may be another warning. Meanwhile, Ben has had a start of dreams as well. And the McLaren is dropping back. One of the McLarens is dropping back anyway. I wonder who that is, but Ben is up into 3rd. So Ben's had a brilliant start off the restart. Dimitri has as well, but Zoro was in 3rd and now he's dropping down. So it might have been Zoro having a bit of a moment or something, and a damage or something. Yep, he's losing time to all the cars in the traffic. And you got to be careful that he doesn't sustain. Yep, he's lost a bit of his front wing. His left front wing to be exact. That is a shame. So I believe Zoro will have to come into the pits for that. There is no shadow of a doubt for that. So yeah, he was running to... I swear, I've been jinxing quite a lot of people tonight and I feel bad. And right, okay, guys, I'm not going to jinx people anymore. But here comes Zoro into the pits. So, yeah, Nixano, I think, got the best restart, I've got to say, out of everybody. Like, he was just on it, like a carb on it. And yeah, I've made up that saying, unless that saying pretty much exists, which I think it does, in a way. But Nixano could be on for a podium here and score some really good points. And I'll just keep an eye on penalties, actually. TX is the only one that's got none in the top 10. Kalissa has got none as well. Everybody else has got penalties. I will wait for Zoro and Scars going to the pit. Scars, I think, got caught up in an incident as well. So, let's have a look, actually, at race director. So, incidents. Let's look at... No. Let's actually go to Scars. Because he was down, like, way up high. So, did he get down? I don't know if he got damage. I'm a bit confuzzled. So, let me check pit stops. Yeah, front wing. From Scars, front wing damage. Where did he lose it there? Because I couldn't find it in the incident report. So Scars, who was also looking like the favourite to win the race, he's down in last place at the finishers at the moment. So that is definitely not good. And yes, I know he's got damage. So I did see his... I think he lost a bit of time. So... But anyway, I think if Domi keeps it there, he's going to probably be the all-race winner. But we'll see. Let's look at the penalties. My oh my, look at Nixana's penalties. Nixana has got 12 seconds. I would like to call Nixana the penalty merchant, I've got to say. And I've just been informed by Jeff, 15 minutes till light rain. So I would say, yeah, around about lap 30. If I'm my map, actually no, probably lap 27, I don't know, but yeah. Oh, what's happened to Nixana? Oh my god, guys, I just need to shut up at the moment, to be honest. I said something bad about Nixana and again he drops out, so what am I going to do? Say something neutral about them and then they'll get a good result? I don't know. But there is a yellow flag. Sector 2. And that is, I think, Scars having a bit of a moment again. And that's Birkin. He's having a good start. Nixana's up into 2nd. Ben's now dropped down to 5th. There's lots of positions gained and dropped all over the place. They're just losing it at the moment. But Ben is going to try and fight back at least. And also TX is in the mix as well. TX could get a podium. He could potentially get a podium actually as well. Use his power for... Oh, Cam. Cam, you know me well. You know me well. So watch the sky start to dim a little bit in about the next 10 minutes or so. Probably 5 potentially as well. And Dimitri, he's loving this even though he's got 6 seconds. Oh my goodness. He's hit the back of Niksana by the looks of things on my screen. And that was an instant and a half. But yeah, that is his right front wing completely gone. So Niksana is in the pit lane. Or it might have looked like decent. I don't know because I'm not sure. But we'll see anyway. So that's Niksana. It could maybe go on the soft. No, he's going on the hards. I don't think he has any medium tyres left. So onto the hards he goes then. Goes Niksana. It's gone from good to worse. And Niksana's out of the race. He's probably given up. And he's probably going to say some things in the chat as well. So be prepared. And here comes Birkin and Ben side by side. To be fair, I've had nothing bad to say about Birkin. Birkin has had some horrible races as of late. And he's doing a really good job. Could this be the comeback that he's looking for? It may be too late, but he's finding a little bit more pace on this game. Ben's now back up into the podium position as well. But it could be lost due to TX getting no penalties. And TX, maybe that's why TX is not fighting as much due to the fact that these guys have got penalties. All that TX has got to do is keep it clean throughout the last 16 laps, and then he's got this podium in the bag. And as long as he can keep up the pace with them as well. Don't forget, these guys have got to pit one more time. Here comes Birkin and TX. TX is on a mission. He's the one that could keep it clean. And TX is up into 4th place. He nailed that move. And that does mean he has the DRS on Ben. And he could be on a challenge at the moment. Let's get the TV pod. Could he get... He could go to the left-hand side, but he opts not to. It's a very tricky set of corners to overtake. And if you do nail it, then you're highly regarded, to be honest, as one of the best drivers. So TX then is going to force me staying behind. Hopefully he does not drop a bit of time. So otherwise Birkin can come back. Just look at the way Birkin is nailing it at the moment. He is controlling his tyres. He's doing, or maybe he might be pushing to a little bit more too soon, but we'll see. As Domi gets another penalty as well. I'm just a bit worried about some of these guys. But the way that the Domi is stretching the gap, it doesn't matter if Domi's have his penalties up to 6 seconds because he's going to win the race anyway. Because the gap between Domi and Dimitri is 7.1 seconds and Dimitri has 3 seconds worth of penalties, so the gap's going to be 9 seconds. So for him, as long as Domi could extend his gap, he should be fine and still take this win. So I think at the moment, Domi is still the favourite. Birkin and Burke still going side by side. That was a bit too close for comfort there, but Birkin is still doing all he can to defend that at the moment. And you could still see quite a bit of stuff on the screen at the moment. There's some overcast bits of the track and there's some sunny bits of the track, so it is a bit of a mixed bag at the moment. And with quite a few people retiring from the race, there's more chance for people to score points in this race. And I do mean it this time, and I do mean it. And that's probably why a majority of these drivers are doing their best to keep going, and it's getting dark very quickly, so maybe my prediction is coming true at the moment. Maybe I could predict the outcome of this race, and it could do well, because some of the predictions I got right. I got a lot of jinxes, which is very unfortunate. Hydrodan's got himself a 3-second time penalty. And I just need to remember how long these medium tyres last for. Let me just get my little bit of a note. Note. 17 laps. it's going to be close for all these guys. But due to the fact that the air's cooler, the track's cooler, the mediums can last a bit longer, especially when the rain falls down as well. So all it needs is a little bit of rain for the mediums to last longer than 17 laps. So that's what the drivers are going to hope and pray for. I think Dimitri is going to be the one that's praying the most, because Dimitri was the one that pitted late earliest. So did Freeware as well before his retirement as well. I don't know why I keep saying as well, but you never know. So, lap 23 then. Let's give a quick rundown of your running order. Domi leads from Dimitri, from Ben, from TX. So he's 6 tenths behind Ben right now. 5 tenths now. TX might just want to get the move done, because otherwise Birkin can catch up again. But again, Birkin's losing time, so maybe he was pushing too soon like I thought. So that's why I'm maybe a little bit worried about him. But Birkin kind of reminds me of Alexander Albon, who's maybe pushed a little bit too little too soon. But sometimes you got to learn in racing, which he's going to do. Oh, there's a battle. Actually, no, it's Scars being lapped. Scars being lapped already. I'm just wondering, has Scars left the session? I think he did. Because otherwise, I thought he'll be catching up to these guys very, very quickly. But he's not. So, there is a little bit of danger there. And I'm a bit worried about that. So, but we'll find out. Birkin gets another 3-second penalty. I won't be surprised if everyone gets 6 seconds. Just watch me. Everyone's going to get 6 seconds worth of penalties, apart from the ones with no penalties. Just watch it. Just watch it. And people are going to hate me for saying it. But yeah. It's going to affect some drivers. It's not going to affect some. So it's going to affect quite a mixed bag of drivers. And as I say that, Fred has got another penalty as well. I can't remember how many penalties I got in Mexico. I think it was 6 seconds myself when I was doing a league race. It's just so hard not to track extend, because you've got to try and find moments to think, right, how am I going to gain time around here? And the more you push and the more quicker you become, the more harder it is to not get a penalty. As Scars gets one as well. At least Scars is not giving up, which is great to see. Calista, though, is on a comeback of dreams. Don't forget, he had damage at the start of the race, and he's happened to P7. Who would have thought that at the start of the race, eh? Calista doing a great job. Bert doing a fantastic job as well on the hards. If any of the guys on the mediums falter, Bert could be the one to benefit and win this race. And to be honest, I'm not even kidding. So Burke is going to hope that the rain comes at the last minute, because Burke does not need to do anything. But he may still be in danger of punch territory to around about lap 35, 36, but we'll have to wait and see. So if someone, Jeff, could keep an eye on when we are expecting rain. Scars is AI, okay. I had a feeling about that. Okay, so Scars did leave. I think Scars must have left out of frustration. I saw Freeware leave, because obviously he's retired, but I didn't see Scars leave. So both the AlphaTauri boys are not going to score any points tonight, which is frustrating to say the least, but I'm sure Scars can fight a little bit of a comeback, as Scars gets, unfortunately, a 3-second time penalty. So I think Scars AI must be picking up loads of penalties. I think the Scars AI must be pushing. No, he's not. Okay. I don't know then, Scars. You're Scars and Blanc, you're confusing me, okay? You're confusing me. Sometimes I turn into a Crofty and say things that even I get confused about. And is it just me, or do I see a drop of rain on someone's onboard? Let's go on board with Dimitri. Let's see. Yeah, I do see spots of rain. It's come at the right time for all the medium runners. And what a shame for Bert. But at least Bert was driving conservatively. And they're all going to be on similar tyres as well. And will the rain come heavy enough to go onto the Inters? We shall see. We also got to keep an eye on the DRS disabled sign. That's going to be the crucial factor. And due to the fact that the rain is coming, people will be more prone to getting time penalties. As let's go off board in just a second. Oh, my game's crashed. I think my game's just crashed, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully I've got spare invites. Let me just switch back a second. Sorry about that. Oh my goodness. I do have spare invites from Calissa though, so hopefully I should be able to join that. I do not know what happened, guys. I do apologise. Hopefully I could get back to the game shortly. Or it might be that I have certain windows open, so I will close a few of them. So hopefully I'll join as quickly as I can. So just give me a second, as I also got to change game sound as well. Why is it not letting me load the game? Come on. Now it's crashed again. It's crashed again. Oh my god. What is it doing? Why is it crashing like that? It might be down to the drivers. I don't know. Or let me close these. I just can't open the game at the moment. So I don't know what's going on. Wait. And it's crashed again. Oh, for goodness sake. I don't want to restart the stream. And we're missing the important bit as well, which is very annoying. So, someone will have to screenshot the results, maybe, if I can't get in the game. Or I might need to restart Steam. Oh, I think we're good. I think we're good, chat. Sorry, this is something. So, what we're going to do is do this. And we're going to try and get in from someone's invite. I think Zoro's still in the game. I'm almost certain. I think Zoro's still in the game. So I'm going to join his session. So 3 guys have pitted. So I'm having a little bit of an update whilst I'm doing this. So TX, Rafa and Zoro. So I'm coming in right now. It's good that I actually need a spare invite today. Hopefully, touch wood. And we got Ferrari and another double stack as well. So I wonder if the guys that have pitted has paid off for them. Or is it too early for the... And Valley's out the... it's starting to come up with... Everyone's in the pits now apart from Dommy. So the rain is coming down quite fast at the moment. So actually let me just switch scenes. There we go. So we are back, folks. We are back. So I'll keep an eye on the pit stops. The Delta will change, I think, ever so slightly as well. So just give me a second. So, yeah, Dummy did pit. Okay, Dummy did pit. I thought he didn't. So we got Dummy. Everyone's on the Inters now. And that's allowed TX to jump. So we got the undercut of dreams. TX got the undercut as well as Dummy. And I think Dimitri is as well. And yeah, it is coming down quite hard. So the DRS sign must have been disabled at the moment. So I don't think there's going to be much happening going on the last final few laps. But you never know. We could see a few. And let's see if any more penalties are coming to us. Oh my goodness. How is Rafa on 17 seconds? Crazy. Absolutely crazy. So we've got a penalty update. Dommy's on 6 seconds. TX is on none. Hopefully the Deltas will fix itself, please. Dimitri's on 9. Ben's on 3. Rafa is on 5. Oh, look at the gap between Dommy and TX. 15.5 seconds. Calissa's on none. Birkin's on 12 seconds. Fred's on 15. Burke's on 21. Fairball is on 9 seconds. Now we got Zoro on 9 seconds. Hydrodan on 12 seconds and Scar's on 12 as well. Let us know if you can also hear the game sound as well, please. That will be absolutely amazing. Hopefully you guys can. And the gap that's going to be interesting is between Dimitri and Ben. No, Dimitri and TX, sorry. Because even though Dimitri has a penalty, has more penalties than TX, obviously, he wants that position on track, and he's definitely a racer at heart. And I've just been informed by the amazing Cam that sound is good, so all good. And Rafa only has 12. Okay. So it must have been, because obviously I went in, it did not pick up the stock goes, probably, because obviously some of them, they had to serve it in the pits. So I think Berk's on, let me see, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19. I think Berk's on 19. So I think I might be having a lobby desync, but yeah, that is weird that the game has done that, but there we go. But yeah, Rafa got a speeding penalty, so that's what happened. But anyway, Dimitri gets position done on... Actually, no, he does not get the position done on TX. TX is defending for his life at the moment. That's allowing Ben to come back in the picture. Not that, that's going to allow Rafa in. And that's going to allow Kalissa to get the penalty. Telemetry doesn't show under 5 seconds. Yeah, when I was commentating for a league that used the TAS system, penalties just, you know, like, it doesn't show stock goes, I don't think. It only shows penalties, normal penalties. So yeah, the penalties are right. Stop confusing me, Blanc. But anyway, we're heading to the crucial stage of the race. We all know who's going to win. It's going to be the same domination as last week, but by a different driver by the looks of things at the moment. And thank you to all of those who have been sticking by for most of this race. And I do see a tyre still on the track. It might have just been just me and my eyes or something deceiving me or something, but there we go. Dimitri, he's going to do all he can. Just, you know, Kalissa, I think Kalissa, if Kalissa gets his podium due to penalties, he's definitely going to be driver of the day, without a shadow of a doubt, because no one would have expected Kalissa to get a podium due to damage early on. He was so lucky after that safety car. But sometimes you got to take chances. Kalissa can't afford to lose time, though. Dimitri just holds on to P3 from Ben. Rafa could get... Well, to be honest, it doesn't matter if Rafa goes past, because obviously Rafa has got 70 seconds worth of penalties, so it may mean that some of these guys may just let Rafa through. You won't get held up as much, and you can allow to... Yeah, Kalissa's a net P2. Kalissa's, I think Domi's winning. Then it's Kalissa, then it's TX. Am I right? I think that's right. Because TX has also picked up a 3-second time penalty as well. So yeah, that is. So I think it's a Domi, Kalissa, then TX. I think that's your net running order with penalties in mind. And the rest of the drivers, I don't have a clue. Due to the gaps and everything. So I do apologise. And, oh, there's a spin. There's a spin from Dimitri. That might have hindered some people's race already. And that's probably going to allow Kalissa to close the gap even more. But these conditions are very treacherous at the moment. So I can imagine right now how these guys are struggling. And I definitely do not want... If Kalissa gets a penalty, I'm just gonna hold my head and change it. Kalissa, do what you can. I know I'm not meant to say this, but Kalissa, keep penalty free. That'll just be a major comeback at June if you can keep penalty free, please. There we go. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not meant to say it, but who cares? It's my stream. Anyway, Domi must be a god in the wet, because he is absolutely flying. 23.5 seconds, almost that. That's just insane from his standards anyway. So he's doing really, really well. And yeah, but Bibbin, I hope I can commentate on you pretty soon as well. That'll be amazing, won't it? So on lap 33 of 36 already. We all know who's going to win this race, but who is going to get the all-important podium spots? Like I said, the wet weather is very prone to getting penalties. Dimitri is struggling. I think everybody's struggling as well. I'll be struggling in these conditions. This is like the way that the rain is falling down. It's on the cusp of being wet, heavy rain. Or it might be just me. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, they just got to keep it focused and collective and keep it calm. Because we've got 2 laps to go until the end of this race. Who would have thought rain would have spiced up this race? Rafa's on the back of Ben by the looks of things as well. So I think Rafa needs to get a move on, because Calusa is definitely going to get Peter at this rate as well. People just could not afford to get any more penalties. Yes, Rosebud, due to the domination that he's had in the wet conditions so far, that is why he came out in P1 still. Maybe because due to the fact that the crossover period that happened, whilst I was trying to get my stream to work again because the game crashed, I think Dommy just had no mistakes, no issues. He was driving like it was a dry race, and it's just crazy. Crazy. I did see someone get a penalty, but I wasn't sure who it was. It might be my imagination. Due to the fact everybody is on intermediate tyres, that's why I'm going to keep this screen on, penalty screen on, for a little bit longer, because I know a few of you guys want to keep in the loop. Dommy's on 6 seconds. I only just realised this. What? So Dommy, wait, hold on. Dommy was 18 seconds behind. Now he's 4? Wait, did Dommy have it off or something that I missed? I don't even know. Well, it may just be the timings. So, scrap that. Calusa could win this race. This is turning to be Belgium season 6, I believe, where people had loads of penalties. Hydrodan hardly had any. And he went on to win. We could be on for a similar situation. Oh, Dommy pitted. Why did Dommy have to pit, though? Tommy, you're going to risk the win of this race. Oh, my goodness. Let me look at the gap between him and Calusa. The gap. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Oh, yeah, he did pit, didn't he? I don't know. So, now I don't want to look at stuff. So, gap between... I think Dommy has been a lucky bunny, because the gap between Dommy and Calusa is 11.5 seconds. So, yeah, he was right. And he's bringing up the gap, increasing again. So, correct me if you don't think it's true. Dommy is an alien. Dommy is an alien. He's doing all he can. So, let's get penalties up again. There we go. Dommy's up to 9 seconds. So, Calusa has got to make... Let me have a look. 1.5 seconds? Yeah, 1.5 seconds. So, yeah, Dommy is safe for now, yes. So, if Dommy keeps pushing and he does not get another penalty, then he's won the race. So, he's got to... It must be very, very tense right now. Like, the last few races I've commentated on, it's been decided on penalties, and that's been very, very tense. Scott got a penalty. We got a yellow flag. And I wonder who's that. I think that's an AlphaTauri of Scars, I think. That's the only AlphaTauri in the race, because obviously Nick Sarna's out of it. So let's get the interval gap again, because we want to see some battles emerging. We can see quite a bit of a train going on as well. They're going so slowly because the conditions are treacherous at the moment. And I think all of this is going to be allowing Dommy to increase the gap. And Rafa, I think, just got himself another warning for that. And if the race went on for a few more laps, then yeah, it would have definitely been for wet conditions. But Dommy has driven absolutely fantastic today. And Dommy, could he win on? Oh my God, he spun across the line. That was close in a retirement. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Dimitri's going to get P2 on track, but has some people done enough. So Dommy's going to take the win. Ben bins it across the line, but due to him getting more penalties than TX, he gets 5th. So here's your order. Dommy wins from Kalusa in second. He pitted at the start of the race due to damage into the eating P2. Up 5 places. Kalusa's my driver of the day for me. Hands down. I know the game's going to disagree with me. And it's probably going to put TX or Fred as driver of the day. But I think Kalusa definitely for driver of the day. So, Dimitri 3rd, TX 4th, Ben 5th, Birkin in 6th, Arafa 7th, Fred 8th, Zoro 9th. Furball is going to be your last points paying position. And we got Birkin 11th. And we're just waiting for Hydrodan to come across the line. My oh my, that was a crazy end to the race, and to be honest, I'm very glad that I caught the end of that. I'm very glad. Hopefully the standings don't crash this time. But anyway, your race winner is the amazing Dommy, and he's going to climb his way up the championship. Your driver of the day in the game is TX. Well, TX had no penalty, so to be honest, well deserved for him. But yeah, my driver of the day has got to be Kalusa. So, Kalusa, you've done me proud, my friend, to be on the podium. So, let's go for your order. So, Dommy wins from Kalusa, from Dimitri, from TX, from Ben, from Birkin, from Rafa, from Fred. Look at all those penalties, though. From Zoro, from Furball in 10th. Then we got Bert, Hydrodan, and Scars. And in your retirements, Nixana, Freeware, and Valu. And the person who's got the most penalties award is Burke with 27 seconds worth of penalties. So a big congratulations to you. You got the penalty award thing. So, yeah. So that has been the Mexican Grand Prix. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. You're going to join us for the penultimate round next week, which is at Brazil. Carlos Pache, as the circuit's name, is in Interlagos, and I love that. I kind of wish it was the finale, but it wasn't. It was the finale in the sprint championship. I kind of wish they switched it around afterwards, but we were set. We will have to wait and see. But I'll find someone to rave. Thank you so much for people for the follows. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've been Jessica95, and we will see you next week for the Brazilian Grand Prix. We'll let you enjoy the rest of your evening, and goodbye.